Begin with our seated position, connecting to breath. And feeling a slight enlargement of the shape of our breath. And opening up the back of the body, the back of the head, the back of shoulders, that we can receive and feel breath with the back of our body. And the middle of our body. So in some instances, it may feel like we're directing, like a conductor. We're kind of ushering the breath here or there. And at other times, it may occur to us as if we're simply opening up our body and breath registers as being there in that area where we'd opened. And they're just slightly different perspectives, which certain times one of those perspectives will be strengthened or foregrounded. Sometimes another one will. And the front of body. Opening through the front of body to sense breath. We'll just start off with some shoulder shrugs. So if you want to change the cross of your legs, go right ahead. Just keeping the arms relaxed by your side is perfect. Inhale. Opening the back of the body. Gathering the shoulders. Squeezing the backside. Exhale. Squeeze, drag down. And then inhaling, opening up the blade area, the back muscles. And then again, squeezing. Here we get a little different squeeze, a lower squeeze. Exhale. gathering, squeezing, lowering, and then staying connected to that back of heart area, back of shoulder. Inhale, both releasing the squeeze and opening to breath, both. And then another squeeze, a little lower. Rhomboids, middle of the back, exhale, squeeze. This is where you might use some of those bird wing muscles as you rotate that arm bone in the socket. It may help you get into those lower rhomboids. And release. Let's do another round. Kind of move through them together, but on our own. Tops. So we're using the movement to sense. We're using the movement, breathing and squeezing, to sense. So not only are these poses something to do, but in the doing, there's sensing. And the bottom tips. Do a little rotation of the arms, a little bird wing. But our corkscrew, instead of it being a symmetric corkscrew, it'll be an alternating. So as we inhale, I'm going to turn the left bicep thumb down, the right palm up. And just to make it a little bit easier on the neck, I'm just going to slightly shift my nose to the right. And exhale. I'm going to come back around to center. My right thumb down. Inhale, my left palm up. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale, the left bicep down, the right palm up. I'm just turning my head a little bit, just tiny, 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 toward the palm up side. Exhaling, coming back center. Inhale, turning the left palm up. Right thumb down. Got to reach through that open palm side, so it's a outreach, just like we did. Do a couple more. Maybe you can start to feel the spirilic movement through the trunk when we do it this way. The chest and the shoulders, the arm is turning. The turning of all that fascia. Maybe you can feel how it relates to the ribs under the arms. We'll set the left leg out. And you fold the right leg in a way that you like. Get a little more connected here. So the left leg out. There we go. And then inhale. Draw the arms up to the side, side meaning left arm over left leg. And then exhale. And turn the left palm up, the right thumb tip down, reaching left arm forward, right hand behind the back. And we'll set the, come on now, right hand connects to the waistband or the thigh. Try to remember how the left side of the chest can be featured, open, able to receive breath. So whatever the conditions of the skin or the tissue or the muscles or the nerve, whatever the condition, whether it's drawn snug or open or compressed, is breath a feature? And release. Inhale, turning the pelvis more toward the left foot, setting up for Mariachasana. Exhale, I'm going to turn my right thumb down, and then show my palm to the space behind, and again it's kind of reaching back and around. And you can play with it a little bit, the entry. How you move into the pose may be your setup for where you'll be able to feel in your body. And release. Let's switch sides. 2 poses. Inhale, we'll reach the arms out to the side. So I'm going to turn the right palm up, the left palm down. Do a little corkscrew. And then exhale. I'm reaching my right palm up, over the leg. Left bicep turning down, spiraling, reaching back. Grab onto something, left hand. Release, inhale. Stand the sole of left foot to the ground. Turn the pelvis to face more the right foot. Then exhale, reach with the left, turning the left thumb down. And then play. If you need to play with the entry, the degree of reach, rotation, as you're wrapping that arm around, might have significant impact on sensing. So you can highlight sensing by changing your entry, your setup, So sensing is our body code for opening, receiving, reception. So sensing is just another way to help bring the whole body, the whole person, to deep listening openness. Release. Let's unwind and we'll lie on back. Okay, we'll take care of some with the feet off the ground, the knees over the hips. When you inhale, pick the head and the shoulder blades up just 1 millimeter. Just so you can feel the abdominal, the front side, just slightly moving the back side into the ground. This is important. So we'll exhale the left leg out. When we do dolphin here in a moment, you're going to remember how the front side is engaged. Inhale, left knee bend. Exhale, right leg reach. It's not about the curvature or how much I'm curling up off the ground. It's about the front line of the body as it's intelligently engaged. It just helps spread open the backside. Inhale, we'll bend the right knee. Let's just keep going. We'll do about 4 more each side. So you finesse the front side, get more articulate with the lifting, the leveraging the body up so that you can feel more precisely the backside. So yes, I'm saying lift the head, shoulders up. That may or may not happen. But you'll be able to finesse exactly what parts of the back you can feel more precisely. And once you have a nice kind of front to back partnership, you really don't have to move very much at all. The body can grow very still in space as you respire. As you're moving through the sides, the body can become very still. There's not a lot of lifting and herky-jerkying and pulling up and letting down and pulling. You can get really steady in that slightly hollow position. I'm saying a hollow position. I mean that concave or flexion, global flexion. Yeah, see if you can finish the rounds or the moves that you're doing without the head or the shoulders moving up or down, and see how you can suspend them so that you're breathing into the back side. There you go. Yep. So my understanding of back lying abdominals, one of the features, it's putting our ribs and our pelvis in a specific configuration or relationship. And then we're relearning breathing in that very certain relationship. When I allow my head to go up and down like a slinky, my butt up and down, I don't really get to settle in and learn that how to breathe with those ribs and hips unified. So there's some benefit to letting those ribs and hips be linked through breath. We'll do some more. It's all practice. Some of these things reveal themselves over minutes or millennia, right? So we'll use our roll or our block. Between the legs. Now that we're bringing both legs up, there's a little bit more tension on the back side of the body. Inhale, lifting the head, shoulders up just a millimeter. Squeeze the object, exhale. Keeping this degree of elevation, and I'm just doing a little shift. Like I'm going to look at my right thigh. Like my elbows just want to look at my right thigh. Then I pull the low belly down. Does that maybe happen more on one side than the other? Inhale. I'm just keeping my head, my shoulders up. I want to make breathing really comfortable here. Doable, comfortable. Exhale. It's going to take a tiny little shift left. Like a little spiral. Pull low belly down. Maybe you feel that on one side more than the other. Who knows? Both equally. Inhale. You're going to maintain that relationship for a bit. Squeeze. So you're kind of helping to link them up. Exhale, little turn to the right. Draw the low belly in. Inhale. Not too much of a movement. I feel like I'm moving a centimeter or less in each direction. Squeeze the object, exhale. And just a little turn of the elbows toward the left thigh. Yes, there's movement between the ribs and the hips. Inhale, come back center. We'll just do one more to each side. I'll watch. So on your own, just exhaling once to the right. There you go. Yes, yes, yes. Pardon me. And sometimes we'll be working for a specific sensation. And so we'll move specifically for a specific sensation, a specific kind of listening. In this case, a listening that reverberates through the upper and the lower body. My sense, just my kind of agglomerated synthesis of things, like when we do the up and down, the slinky spine, up and down and up and down. I wonder how unified, how connected the upper body, ribs, feels to one, to the pelvis, lower body. I wonder how that, if we're gaining a sense of that unified upper and lower body. Okay. So that's good. Let's now bring that a little shell shape into dolphin. The front side of the body's kind of engaged. The ribs and the hips have some unification, a bridge of sorts, a structural bridge, a breath bridge. And this is really key. The abdominals, that linkedness, is present in dolphins. So let's feel for that linkedness. On exhale, curl the toes under and press the knees off the ground. It's just like doing an abdominal, putting the legs up in the air, just like so. So when we come into dolphin, I wonder, with you, for you, does this feel like, does it have similitude to legs up in the air, object between the legs, and just lifting that head, shoulder blades up off the ground a teeny, teeny, teeny bit, a millimeter. Right? The front side's involved. The back side's slightly spreading. The ribs and the hips are linked. Not rigid. Linkage. And we'll breathe, because we might be relearning breath in a new configuration. There you go. So from my vantage point, when we get that transfer of linkedness, upper body, lower body, in dolphin, it appears, from my vantage point, like the back of the diaphragm breathes, and the back of the diaphragm appears less like a hinge or a collapse point. Like a trap door. We don't want a trap door in the back of the solar plexus. We want a vibrant, healthy, breathing back of solar plexus. All right. One more piece. It's optional. Contingent on that linkedness, that breathing into the back of the solar plexus. Is it possible to raise one leg, but maintaining that linked sense, upper body to lower body? And we'll do 3 breaths aside, but it's all, there it is, yes, yes, yes. What a different kind of a transition. Nice, good. Let's check the other side, because this is all we're raising the leg to do, is just check, feel the linkedness through that back of solar plexus. And we'll go other leg, left leg. Yes. Oh, I hope that feels really easy and nice. It sure looks supported. Yeah. It's pretty sweet. Good. We'll set that left foot down. And when you set your knees down, I'll do my version so you can see. Yeah. Move my devices here. So if you want to see, I'll do my version for you. So to me, this feels pretty much like that abdominal. And raising a leg. I'll raise the other one just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. And then I'll do it another way. And kind of almost feel the bouncy hinge in the back of the solar plexus. So it's really nice what we're getting into. All right. Well, I'd like to go upside down some more. So let's do some downward dog at the wall. We'll keep it really, really simple. So this will be yet another test of that linkage. So this is one of those other places. My eyeballs will notice that back of solar plexus, low back, becomes kind of a hinge. So that linkage, and we'll just talk ourselves in. So can you do it from your forearms? Absolutely. So if you need to change the pose for yourself, go right ahead. So I'm going to go from downward dog. I know it's going to be, I won't say harder, but I know there's more play in the system. There's more things that can, sway and play. I'm going to find that little abdominal feeling with the front side of my body. It's kind of concave a little bit. And then we're stepping a foot up, stepping a foot up. And we'll step down when we're done. All right. So from standing, we'll stand at the top of our mat. We'll move through suns. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left back lunge. Hands down, exhale, right back, lowering. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward dog. So learning that, I keep saying hollow position. I'm using the gymnast's words for these. Inhale the left foot forward, lunge. And just dosing it into some of these poses can be really wonderful. Exhale, we'll step the right foot forward. And just kind of wrapping and enveloping or swaddling your low back. It's a great skill to learn and earn, because even if you don't need it today, it's just comes in really nice. All right, again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right back, lunge. Hands down, exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right forward, lunge. And setting hands down, exhale, left forward, fold. Inhale, stand, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. All right, I'm going to call that 2. Let's do 2 more. So we'll ride solo but together. Sweet. Complete. And we'll turn so we can set legs widely, interlace hands. Do a fold plus a chest opener. Inhale. And feet active. And I do pitch my toes in just a tiny bit, just a little bit. just biases the hip a little differently. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms away from the spine. Let the hands come down to the sacrum, release. Press, help our way up. Triangle. Turn the right foot to be the front foot, forward facing foot. Inhale, reach arms out to side. And exhale, right arm reach over the right leg. Right ribs lengthen over the right leg. Left arm lifts. So we're playing with this a little bit, I hope, yesterday. And how the reaching through both arms begets some of that torsion and that spirilic so just by reaching my left arm up, I'm kind of lifting open the left side of my chest. By reaching and pressing my right arm down, I'm opening up that right shoulder blade area, the rib, that little space between the shoulder blade and the spine. This is all playing off of the tension and the strength I'm able to maintain through the legs and and bend the right knee. Inhale. We'll set the left knee down. Okay. We'll work a little head to ankle move, but with the left knee down. Okay. So set the hands inside foot. And then exhaling. Letting the chest, the torso hinge, move like it's unified. Forearms toward the ground. And inhale when we come up. We're setting up pigeon so we can twist toward the thigh. Let's walk the right foot over. It's all the way to the left side. When we lie the right leg down, basically aligning the right thigh with the edge of the mat. So you might need to bend the knee. Having walked that left leg back, exhaling, kind of a turning spiraling the torso. Now I know I can, I can get my elbow over my thigh if I disrupt that linkage. So I'm going to encourage you, if you need props and it's still an interesting feature to play with, just that torsion, spiraling. You might end up supporting that somewhere else other than elbow over thigh. Inhale, unwind. Hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Choose cobra if you need it. Exhale, downward dog. Triangle. Inhale the left foot forward. And turn around here. Exhaling, left arm, left ribs. Reaching forward. Right, inhale. Bring the right hand down, the right knee down, head to ankle, knee down. Letting the bowing of the whole unified torso create the bias for the hip. If I just collapse in my linkage point, my solar plexus, sure, I can stretch all the tissues of the back side, the spine side. But I can't use the whole torso to get into the hip. I'm using the whole linked torso to bias the hip. I don't have a better way of saying it. And twisting pigeon toward the left thigh. So walk the left leg over. Walk the right leg back. Okay. So again, if I'm playing with this linkage, just if you are, you might be on something else today. But if I'm playing with that linkage, maybe it's a certain degree of spiral, a certain amount of reach that I'm able to I can make my right arm limb reach over my thigh, but can I still feel my ribs and my pelvis? Can I breathe into my entire trunk, ribs and pelvis? Inhale, unwind. Hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. We'll slide that left leg back. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale the right foot forward, extended warrior variation, chest opener. Pardon me. So placing the the right forearm on the thigh, raising the left arm up. Not only up, but, pardon me, that spiraling of the whole unified torso, the upper and the lower. So it's not a back bend. I'm not just hinging at my low back. This is I'm spiraling the whole trunk. Interlock. Release. Inhaling, keeping the chest, the torso low to the thigh. Ostrich. I'm going to do just a little rework of the hands, interlacing them and hinging. And I'm hinging at the hip, not the solar plexus. Because when I hinge at the solar plexus, I just kind of bend everything in my spine, which is fine and wonderful. When I hinge with a kind of a unified torso, I can bias that hip so differently. It's a different quality of precision and feels less muddy. Just my body feeling. There you go. Less muddy because I can feel my organs in my diaphragm as I'm breathing. Can you feel the front of your diaphragm moving? Can you feel the back of your diaphragm as you're breathing? Is there freedom all around that solar plexus diaphragm equator? Inhale the hands close to the pelvis. We'll set the left knee down. And we'll set up twisting pigeon toward the foot. So when we set up for the foot, set up with your knees in mind. Okay. So if truly the best position is bent knee over this right angle, maybe that's the way to go. The other thing I'm kind of changing my mind about, just for the time, is if I bend my knee, maybe I can feel taller, less bunched in the low back. So it's an idea. Twisting, or we could say hinging to the foot side. So again, I could make my elbow go to my foot, but I might just be unlinking and guess I've done it enough. So you might want to get props up if you want to just kind of be with that feeling of breathing through the upper and the lower part of the torso. Because I'm bending my knee more than usual. Sometimes you can use a block as a substitute foot. You can set the block where you would want that foot fulcrum. So you can make a foot. You can make a fulcrum out of anything. Furniture, monkey bars. And inhale, unwind. We'll go hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. I'm going to slide this right leg back. And from plank, I'm going to push those toes into the earth. Do I feel those low abdominals kind of support my organs right up into my low back? Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. All right. Extended warrior variation. Inhale the left foot forward. So warrior 2 stance. Left forearm is propped, the right arm is opening up the chest, spiraling this whole torso open. So as you're reaching back, feel for breathing in, sensing the lower, I call it the sub-diaphragm, the area under the diaphragm, the abdomen, the low abdomen. Can you feel your breath in the back, the low back? Do you feel your breath more prominently in the chest? The front of the chest? Can you feel your breath in the back side? The back of the shoulders? So this linkage, I'm suggesting that we can feel, create, feel, sense, open to, allows us to open up feeling through the upper and the lower trunk, above the diaphragm, below the diaphragm. So the distribution of our feeling awareness can exist in the lower body and the upper body. Interlock. Inhale, we'll bring left armpit to thigh. Spiral, corkscrew that right arm around, reach it back. Connecting. There you go. Hope you got a nice wind up on that. I learned something really cool yesterday, and I hope I get it right. So I'm really excited about blood tubes of late. They have their own kind of way of helping blood along. It's not just a heart pump, of course. But the blood tubes are, we'll say, less mileage than the capillary beds, the really fine tubulets, the gauzy network. Let's do an ostrich. I'll talk all about blood and blood tubes, but let's release the hands. Keep the ribs close to the thigh, because we just need to relink the hands. And then exhale, we'll hinge to the inside of the thigh. Ostrich. But to consider that the capillary, those fine, gauzy beds where the blood kind of flows in and out of estuary, is like 70% of our blood tubes is mostly capillary. And that was a profound reconsideration of the kind of topography, the aqueous estuary topography of the body. Why am I saying this? Because when we get these wonderful torsions and biases and stretches, as you were doing in that interlock, breathing into these stretchy areas, in part, is opening up and letting all of this blood and these estuaries kind of move their fluids in and out. Let's release the hands down, and I will set up the pigeon twisting toward the foot. To me, I get a little fact like that, and then I kind of draw for myself a whole different environment. It's not so much plumbing and pipes, but it's estuary, it's wetlands. And then I can image how movement is in these poses can be, finessed for for a more refined stewardship. Right? All right. So I'm going to keep my knee bent a little bit more. Less than 90-degree angle. And so I'm going to use some blocks as a substitute foot. Release. Inhale, let's unwind. Hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. We'll slide that left foot back. And once those toes are on the ground push the toes into the ground so you have a lot of low abdominal support for the back. Inhale, we'll step our feet forward. Let's arrive at standing. I have an idea. Just one idea. We'll find out what we find out. I'm putting a block next to a wall, right up against the wall. Let me describe it. I'm using the forefoot or the toe pads. I don't want anything to hurt the toes. But I am going to kind of do this movement into the block. This is not how my leg is going to move, but this is it's going to be a really strong fold. So when I get to the wall, the movement looks much, much less. That's it. It's much more isometric. Let me do it from the side so you can see how uneventful this is. I have my toe right against the block and I'm pushing, nudging the block through the wall. Almost like I want to pike, fold my body in half. Very unremarkable on the outside. On the inside, it's remarkable. So I just want you to have enough of just a cushion, something soft. I have foam block. It could be anything. I just don't want you pushing a hard surface. Okay. Now I just put my hands overhead because I'm thinking ahead. Downward dog. Okay. I do one foot at a time, just one. So I just kind of get my little toe pads nuzzled up there. And then I keep the leg feeling, I won't say stiff, but stiff. I keep the leg from bending, and I'm just trying to pike. I'm not lifting the knee. I'm piking. I'm hinging at the hip. Just do one. Get your left foot a little bit closer so they're right in line with each other. Yep. When you're doing it, just kind of pulse it on and off, not too hard, just pulse. You'll feel the pelvis and the low abdomen do something. Try the other side. It's the thing we would all do just as we were piking or folding ourselves up. we did a navasana, like those sitting on the butt abdominals. Same concept. Right? All right. Release. That's all we need. That's all we need from that. What I'm suggesting, when we move into our push-up position and we're getting ready to go downward, chaturanga, use that same idea. Push the toes into the earth. You feel that hollow position, that convex. There you go. It should adjust the pelvis a little bit. The abdominals kind of envelop and secure and kind of create stability and stillness in the low back. There you go. Now, walk your hands under your shoulders. They're a little bit far forward. There you go. You get that toe push down and lower yourself into chaturanga. Good. Inhale, upward dog. You put the tops of your feet on the ground. Pike push. There you go. I just hope it feels good on the low back. It's a lot of abdominal. And then downward dog. I put my toe pads under, and now I do that little pike move. Push the toes down. Yep. Fun. I hope that was cool. It seemed really, well, oh, good. Good, we'll take a deep breath. Yeah, breathing into that low abdomen when the toes are pushing and the hips are piking like that. It's really fun. All right. So, and step forward, just have whatever stance you like. We're going to set up, half Pashasana. We said Malasana, similar. Okay, so if I set my feet widely, easier. If I bring my feet closer together, more challenging. Okay. Other considerations? If you have a knee consideration, you might have to put a little something under the butt. It would be wonderful if something could be there, but we're not 100% reliant on sitting. And it's not that sitting's bad. Sitting's great. Is that when I'm not sitting, something else is on. All right. We're going to wrap our right arm around our right leg. Inhale. Reach that right arm forward. Exhale. I'm going to corkscrew, thumb down, palm back. Reach around the shin. Now, if you're just wanting to balance, you can hug the left shin, left arm, and that can kind of keep you moving, hovering. You could also take the left hand behind the back, grab the hand. And even if you are using a block, even if you are sitting, just keep pulling, keep drawing yourself off the block. Even if you're just drawing an ounce of yourself off the block, ounces. It just gets something excited in the hip, low belly area. And release. Inhale. Back to center. Reach the left arm forward. Thumb down, palm back. just doing half Pashasana. I guess if you're doing Pashasana, you can work both arms around both shins. And release. Let's do a little Pashasana, shall we? So I make to kind of get into it, I have a really longish amount of strap so that I can kind of hook, and then I work the hands back later. So I come into this kind of, arm hook with my hands pre-attached. So big margin of movement, hook, and then kind of cinch the hands toward each other. Okay? Now, just like we do in our tortoise, move the shoulders away from the neck. Inhale into the chest and the low belly. And release. Well, we should rest. So we'll lie for Shavasana. I will go through just 3 main areas of the body, just like we began our practice. And maybe you'll notice when we repeat these practices pre and post, maybe they work a little differently for us. So I'm still connected to my breath. It's not Ujjayi breath, nor does it need to be. I'm breathing in and with the back side of the body. So I'm opening the back so that I can sense breath in the back and with the back. Might even feel to you like your back and the ground are together breathing. And find the middle of the body. And breathing, sensing breath with the front of the body, noticing the consciousness, the flavor of awakeness, the flavor of liveliness might shift a little through these different regions of the body. The way the front of the front body is lively, might feel a little different than the way the back body is lively. And all three at once. The whole body. All right. Bend knees. Turn to a side. We'll press up. Namaste. Until next time.